How are you? You're from Penang? How many of you? 22. 3 Singaporean. Where do you go in Thailand? All the temples. Starting from where? Khao Kichagut. How many days altogether? 10 days. Yeah. I see. Have you achieved what you came for? So what do you do besides going to temples and pay respect to teachers? Do they talk to you? You have some translator? I see. And did you ask any question? No? Some question? I see. You still want to ask some more question? You can. This time we don't have to have translator. They can talk directly. Do you know why you have to go to see different teachers? To learn more things. Yes. And maybe clarify some of your questions, things that you're still doubtful about. If you talk to teachers who have become enlightened, they can answer your doubt, get rid of your doubt, because they see what you don't see. See, you're still like a blind person, so you need to talk to someone who is not blind, like Nibbana, like the cessation of suffering, the cessation of rebirth. These are true, but you don't see it. You don't know what happened after your body dies. You can only trust or believe in what you hear, but you still don't really see it yourself. And you will never see it until you practice meditation. Because when you meditate, you can separate your body from your mind from your body. Then you'll see that in yourself there are two persons, not one. The body and the mind are two different persons. The body is the slave. The mind is the master. The mind is the one who tells the body what to do. Coming here, the mind tells the body, I want to come to this temple. So then the mind say, okay, walk, get on a car and come here. See, without the mind, the body cannot function. It cannot do anything. And the mind is the one who do things and the one who experience the result of its own action. The mind can do different kind of action, different kind of activity, good activity or bad activity. Good we call bun, bad we call bāp, pāpa, which means bad karma, like killing, stealing, committing adultery, lying, drinking alcohol. This is bad action. And when it is done, it is the mind that will suffer the consequence of its own action. When the mind do bad thing, the mind become hot, restless, fearful, unhappy. In the opposite way, if the mind do good things like dana, helping people, making other people happy, the mind becomes happy. So the Buddha said, if you want to be happy, you should do good things like dana. And if you want to get rid of bad feelings, you should stop doing bad action, bad karma. You should keep the precept. Then you can get rid of the bad feelings that arise from doing bad things. And if you want to stop returning to be reborn again, then you have to meditate and cut off all your cravings and your desires, because your cravings, your desires, your greed are the causes of your rebirth. See, when this body dies, the mind doesn't die with the body. If the mind still have this desire to see, to hear, to eat, to drink, then the mind will then go look for a new body. And when it acquires a new body, then there is birth. Once there is birth, then you have to do what you are doing now in this life all over again. You've been doing this thing for millions of times already without knowing it. Yeah. And you will continue to do this until you stop your cravings, your desire. And the only way to stop your craving and your desire is to meditate. And you have to meditate full time, not just an hour a day or something like this. It's not enough, because your craving works all the time. So you have to stop your craving all the time. And the only way to stop your craving is to meditate, to have mindfulness, and to have panya, to have wisdom of the Buddha. You have to use the wisdom of the Buddha to remind yourself every time that you have craving that if you do what your craving asks you to do, you are continuing your rebirth cycle. You are continuing your suffering. If you want to stop your rebirth cycle, stop your suffering, then you have to resist your craving. Don't do. Like if you want to smoke the cigarette, don't smoke. If you keep refusing to smoke, eventually your desire for cigarette will disappear. Then you don't have to smoke anymore. Same thing with everything else. Anything. So you have to do this if you want to stop from coming back again and again. But if you still want to come back and come back in a good state, then try to avoid doing bad karma. Try to keep the 5 precepts and try to make merit, like make dana, help people, give money to charity, make other people happy, help relieve the suffering and hardship of other people and animals. Then when you die, you will go and be a tourist in heaven for a while. And when you come back, then you come back richer, better person, because the money that you gave to charity is waiting for you. It's like putting money in the bank. So when you come back next time, you will have money waiting for you. You will be born in a rich family. You don't have to work hard to have money, because your parents will already work for you, find the money for you. Like the Buddha, before in his last birth as a human, before being the Prince Siddhartha, he was Pawet Sandara, one of his 10 lives. And in that life he did a lot of charity. He gave all his possession away. If people need something and they come and ask for him, if he have, he'll give them. So after he died, his mind then goes to heaven. And after that, his mind come back and reborn as Prince Siddhartha, and be endowed with the richness of the wealth of a prince. Yeah. This is because in his previous life he gave a lot away. Yeah. And then he also had developed some other paramis, some other perfection, other qualities, such as wisdom. So he could see the cause of his rebirth as the three desire, or the three cravings. The craving for sensual pleasure, craving for being, and craving for non-being. So he used meditation to stop these cravings. Once he had overcome these cravings, then he didn't have to come back and reborn again. And without craving, the mind will be always happy, always full, content, not hungry, not feel lacking in any way. It's always full, always happy. This is what we call Nibbanang Paramang Sukhang. Nibbana is the supreme happiness. Nibbana is the result of getting rid of all the cravings. It's the craving that makes you feel empty, makes you feel hungry. When you crave for something, you feel that, oh, I have to have it. Without it, I will die, or I will suffer. But when you get it, you only enjoy it briefly. Then after a while, your new desire, your new craving will arise, and then you will feel hungry again. But if you can get rid of your cravings or your desires, then you will always feel full, complete. You don't feel like you are lacking in anything. And that's why if you are full, complete, then you don't need to reborn. It's only when you feel that you are lacking that you need to reborn to fulfill what you feel like you are lacking. So once you can get rid of your cravings by meditation, then you won't have to come back and reborn again. And you will enjoy the supreme happiness. The Buddha is enjoying it even now. He has been enjoying it for 2,500 years or more already. And he will keep enjoying it forever. And you can do the same thing if you learn to meditate and learn to get rid of your cravings and your desires. So try to learn how to meditate and try to make time for meditation instead of watching television. Go sit and meditate. Try to do a little bit at a time first. When you start, it's like learning how to run a marathon. You don't start running the complete marathon when you first start. You might do maybe 1 kilometer first, then you move to 2 kilometers and 3 kilometers. Keep increasing the distance. Eventually you'll be able to run a marathon. It's the same way with meditation. First you learn how to meditate maybe 15 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 40 minutes, then 1 hour, then 2 hours, 3 hours. Not continuously, but maybe a break. Sit for 1 hour, then walk for 1 hour, then come back and sit for another hour. If you can do it all day and all night, except when you go to sleep, then you will be able to get rid of your cravings and your desire. Then you can stop rebirth, stop the rounds of existence. But before you can do that, you have to keep the precept first. And before you can keep the precept, you have to be charitable first. Because when you are charitable, you'll be kind, you'll be nice to other people, then you can keep the precept. But if you're not charitable, you are selfish, then it will be hard for you to keep the precept. So the purpose of dana is to mellow your mind, your heart, to make your mind kind and nice to other people. When you are nice and kind to other people, then you don't feel like hurting other people. So you will be able to keep the precept easily. Once you can keep the 5 precepts, then you can extend to the 8 precepts. The 8 precept is necessary for your meditation, because if you don't keep the 8 precepts, you can still eat in the evening, you can still watch TV, you still can do other activities. Then you won't have time to meditate. But if you keep the 8 precepts, then you won't be able to do any other activity except meditation. Then you can meditate from after 12 o'clock, after you finish your lunch. Then you won't have to worry about eating anymore until tomorrow, because the 8 precepts prevent you from eating after 12 o'clock. And it also prevents you from sleeping with your spouse, your husband or wife, and prevent you from entertainment, watching or listening to entertainment. So then you won't have any other activity to do. Then you have the time to meditate, to develop mindfulness, to be able to stop your mind from thinking. And when you have mindfulness, when you sit, you can calm your mind and have samadhi. Then you will find a different kind of happiness arises from samadhi. This happiness that arises from samadhi is much better than the happiness that you get from watching movies or doing other kind of activities. Once you have this happiness from samadhi, then you can use the wisdom of the Buddha to get rid of your cravings and your desire. You say, it's better not to do what your craving asks you to do. Because if you do, you have to keep doing it forever. But if you stop, then you won't have to do it forever too. Like if you smoke, if you keep smoking, you'll smoke for the rest of your life until you cannot smoke. But if you stop, then you won't have to smoke anymore once you stop. So this is what we mean by wisdom, to see the harm of following your cravings and your desire. You must resist. You must not follow your desire, your cravings. Then when you don't follow them, then they will stop coming. But if you keep following them, they keep coming back for more. So this is what you should try to do if you want to find the supreme happiness that the Buddha and his noble disciple has found and has possessed. Okay? All right. Okay.
In one of Ajah's Q&A session, Ajahn did say that if you don't have jhana, no matter how much you know about the Dharma, your mind will not be able to go any further. But there are many people who know Dharma and cannot enter jhana. So, is there any way that can help this type of people in going further?
Well, they just have to develop mindfulness. Yeah, right. Because the knowledge of Dhamma that they have is not beneficial yet. It cannot get rid of your desire. See? You need to have jhana before you can have the strength to resist your desire. Because when you have jhana, you have happiness. So then you say, well, I can live without smoking, I can live without drinking, because I'm happy. But if you have no happiness from jhana, then you feel, if I don't smoke, then I have no happiness. So I have to smoke, I have to drink, I have to have a wife and husband, because if I don't have any happiness. But if you have jhana, you have a replacement kind of happiness. So you don't need to have a husband or wife or cigarettes or anything that you have right now. You can get rid of everything that you have, because jhana, the happiness from jhana is better. So it's very important that you learn to develop mindfulness, because mindfulness will bring your mind to jhana. And you need time to do it. That's why you have to keep the 8 precepts, and you have to be alone. Because if you're with people, then you'll be distracted, and then you will not be able to develop mindfulness. You want to stop thinking, you don't want to think. But when you're with people around you, you have to think, you have to talk to them. Or else they will feel neglected, or they'll feel bad. How come you're not talking to me? So you have to be alone or be with meditators who know that the purpose is to stop thinking. Yeah. In a forest monastery, monks usually don't talk to each other. Even when they see each other, everybody is being mindful. And sometimes people think monks hate each other because they don't talk to each other. Because they don't understand the reason why monks don't talk to each other. They want to keep the mind calm. They don't want to think. Okay, I have to. Any more questions?
There are quite a number of us who are retired, and we are thinking of doing serious practice. So we are thinking of doing serious practice in our own house. And our house has reasonably good conditions, like it's quite quiet, there are very few people in the house and things like that. But some of us are doubtful that doing by ourselves in our own house can lead to any sort of results.
Yes, to a point, yes. But you have to have discipline. You have to set up the schedule of your practice and stick to your schedule, like getting up, then start walking meditation, sitting meditation, then have a meal, finish meal, reading Dhamma books, or continue on. You have to have this schedule, and you have to stick to the schedule, and don't do any other kind of activities. Your only activity is just developing mindfulness and developing samadhi. Then after that, then you can develop panya, or wisdom. You have to have this discipline. Stick to your schedule. If you don't, if you go to do some other activity, you can get lost and you forget your real purpose. Sometimes you might start planting some trees or doing some garden, to sort of get rid of your restlessness. If you do this, then you end up spending your time doing your garden work, or then you lose your way. So you have to know that your main purpose is to meditate. And if you have to do anything, it's only when it is absolutely necessary. If not, then you don't want to do anything else. And you have to have a teacher from time to time to listen. If you don't have a teacher, a live teacher, you can use reading the Buddha's teaching, reading some of the teachers that you respect and that you find inspiration. Because if you don't, your mind can forget. And then your defilement will start to come and whisper to you, let's do this, let's do that instead. Or your defilement will say, oh, don't do it, you'll never make it, so forth. And make you become discouraged. So if it's possible, it's better to be in a monastery with a strict teacher who can keep pushing you, because it's normal for our mind to become not disciplined, and our mind likes to sort of play instead of work, So you have to have, if you're by yourself, then you have to have strong discipline.
So how do we know that we are ready to develop the wisdom part of it?
When you have enough calm in your mind, and then you can use wisdom to get rid of your desire. See, the desire that you still have, because there are still things that you have to get rid of that you still don't know, like your desire for the body to exist, not to get sick or die. See, this is the desire that you have to get rid of. And without samadhi, without jhana, you will not be able to get rid of, because you rely on your body. You cling to your body for your well-being. But once you have jhana, you have a different kind of things, and to make you feel to have a well-being. Jhana can make you feel that you have well-being. You don't need the body to make you have the feeling of well-being. If you don't have this replacement, then you cannot. You still cling to your body.
The self-view in the lower three factors, does it refer to self-view of the body as a person, or both the body and mind as a person?
Right now we view the body and mind as ourselves, which are both wrong. The body is just a mannequin, a robot, made up by the four elements. And the mind is the one who runs the robot, or the puppet. The body is like a puppet, and the mind controls the puppets. But the mind also is also deluded to think that the mind itself is a self, which in fact the mind is just a knower, a thinker, but not a self. But when it thinks that it is itself, then it clings to this feeling, this notion of self. But first you have to get rid of yourself toward your body first. Once you can get rid of yourself of the body, then you can come and get rid of the self of the mind.
So it means that if we are practicing contemplation of the body, we don't have to bother about contemplation of the mind.
Right, not yet. You have to go step by step. First get rid of your attachment to your body, to see the body is just the four elements. And then you can destroy the self in the body. Then you come destroy the self in the vedana, in your feeling. Every time you have feeling, you say, I feel good, I feel bad. In fact, it's not you who feel good, feel bad. It's just good feeling or bad feeling. And that you cannot control them. They are anatta. They come and go. They have reason for them to come, and they have reason for them to disappear. Like when you're sick, you suddenly get sick, your body becomes painful, and you want to get rid of it. You cannot get rid of it. When you have the desire to get rid of your bad feeling, painful feeling, and you cannot get rid of it, you're creating another dukkha in your mind. See. But if you understand that the nature of feeling is they come and go, and you cannot tell them when to go or when to come, then you just leave them alone. So when they come, you just leave them alone. When they go, you just leave them alone. That you have no suffering in your mind. So you let go of your attachment to your feeling, or thinking that you can control your feelings. Right now you think you can control your feelings. Right? When you sit and you feel tired, you move your body, you feel, I can control my feeling. So this feeling belongs to me. But in fact, eventually when you get sick, and no one can get rid of the pain that you arise from your sickness, then you know that this painful feeling is not something you can say that it is you or belongs to you. It is like the sound of the lizard who just say something. You cannot tell it to stop or to cry. It's the same way with your feelings. So you need strong samadhi to be able to just remain calm and experience the feeling, whether good or bad. Good feeling is no problem. We tend to have problem with bad feeling, painful feeling, because we want to get rid of it. Okay.
There are people who are talking about mind over matter.
Mm.
Isn't that one form of controlling our feeling?
Well, mind over matter means that the mind can tell the body what to do. See, but to a certain extent. But there is beyond that, it cannot tell the matter what to do. It cannot tell the body not to get old, not to get sick or die. But it can tell the body what to do right now: to walk, to stand, to eat, to go here and there. But there is only a certain limit that the mind can control the body. But beyond that, you cannot stop the body from getting old, getting sick or die.
very weak with the four elements breaking up. The mind cannot control the body anymore.
Yeah.
So the mind will have to leave.
The mind control the mind, keep it calm, because the calm mind is happy. If the mind clings to the body and has desire for the body not to break up, then it become, it will be painful in the mind. And you can get rid of this painfulness in the mind by just keeping it calm, by using mindfulness or wisdom.
So that means the mind actually overlooks the pain in the body.
Just ignore it. Just leave it alone. Like when you go to sleep, just go to sleep. When you die, it's like going to sleep. It's a long sleep, that's all. And when you wake up, you get a new body. You go change your body, that's all. That's what death is about. It's going to a long sleep and go for a replacement. When you wake up, you come up with as a baby. See? Huh?
New baby.
A new baby. You got a new body, but still the same mind. Still same character, still same personality, same way of thinking, same way of talking, same way of doing things. The same, the mind doesn't change. It's like going to sleep. When you wake up, you're still the same person, right? The same way when you die and you get a new body, you're still the same person. If you used to do dana, you continue to do dana. If you used to drink, you go drink, Everything is the same. The mind, everything the same mind, except with a different body, that's all. Okay?
Ajahn, when we reflect on the three characteristics, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, do we have to develop all three characteristics together, or can we just pick one or two to develop?
You can use either one as long as you can get rid of your desire. See, when you desire for anything, try to look at either it's impermanent or it's dukkha or it's anatta. It depends. Sometimes you have to use anatta, like with painful feeling. You have to look at it as anatta because you cannot control it. It's like the weather. The only way you can do with the weather is to live with it. It's the same way with the painful feeling. You just have to live with it. Yeah. If you can live with it, then you won't suffer. You won't feel painful in the mind. But sometimes with people that you like, you have to look at impermanent, that you're going to lose them one day. Or if people you stay with and you want them to do things a certain way, then you have to look them at anatta. You cannot tell them what to do. Because sometimes they like to do their own way, their own thing. And if you want them to do something else, they won't do it. And when they don't do it, then you feel bad, see. But if you look at anatta and say, I cannot tell them what to do, leave them alone, then you won't feel bad. So it depends on how you can use either one of them. You can look at as being dukkha, like money. When you see money, don't look at it as being good, look at it as being bad. Why? Because you can lose it, see. When you lose money, then you cry, right? Or when you spend it all. So it's dukkha that way. So you can look at either way. It's the same thing. The goal is to get rid of your desire for that object, or attachment to that object. Yeah, So I think maybe this is probably enough. So let me give you the Anumodana.
ครับคำถามต่อไปจากทาง YouTube นะครับจากคุณโทนี่โรมิโอนะครับ Is deathlessness the same as Nibbana?
No, deathlessness refers to the mind which never dies. But due to delusion, the mind keep getting a new body. So the body, the mind never dies with the body, but since the mind is deluded, once it has the body, it thinks that it is itself. So when the body dies, the mind thinks that it dies with the body. So it thinks that it is, it has death. But in fact it never dies. When the body dies, then the mind just go on and get a new body. So the mind keep getting death from the body. But when the mind become enlightened and discover the cause of birth, of rebirth, as being the cravings in the mind, and once it can get rid of the cravings in the mind, then it will then not get a new body. So when there is no new body, then there is no death. So that's what is meant by deathless. Mean that there is no death because the mind doesn't take any birth anymore. And this is what we call Nibbana, the deathless mind, the mind that doesn't go take a new birth. Because with every new birth there is a new death coming.